million. So over 75% of the country is overweight. Over 88% of the country is metabolically unhealthy. So we keep going on. So that being against that is rebellion, for example.
Basically what RFK has talked about.
Exactly.
That's rebellious.
100%.
Because it's going against almost every system as far as the health side of things go, going against every system that has existed for who knows how long. Could be as long as this country has been around. Probably not quite that long. But more recent history within the last 40, 50, 60 years, like that's going against everything, which is why all these people are coming out against RFK, including Democrats, by the way. It's like, you idiots. He's literally from your side.
I was going to say, yeah. Like almost every other point they probably agree on.
You're right.
And now, again, all of a sudden, the weird thing about that is, like, again, they think of themselves as a rebellion. RFK's viewpoints would be considered more of the rebellion side of things and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw plenty of, I will say, you and I, like, we saw plenty of, like, the conservative side all of a sudden jump onto RFK's health points and whatnot. And it's like, you guys weren't talking about that before RFK came around.
Exactly.
Like, you guys didn't know anything about that.
Right.
So don't pretend like you know that he's going to solve everything.
Right.
Because they might not even give him any power.
Right.
Either.
And now it's like, listen, if you come out and be like, I didn't know anything about this situation, and now that, RFK has started talking about this, like, I fully back him. Okay, that's fine.
Great.
Yeah.
Clear.
Wonderful.
That makes your stance extremely clear at that point in time.
And then, if you truly believe that, make his job easier.
Yep.
Yeah. Allow him to get stuff done.
Well, and then again, the far left jumps on him too. They jump on a guy that is genuinely against pharma corporations.
Yeah.
Against food corporations. All big companies that, again, the left loves to talk about healthcare and how it should just be universalized and whatnot. And it's like, but then you go against a guy like RFK who's against those corporations that you don't like. And we hate as well on this podcast, by the way, because we're not labeling ourselves conservative because our politics are much more fluid than that.
Well, conservative, yes, but maybe Republican, no.
Exactly.
Right.
100%. So that's the problem is like you label yourself rebellious and then your actions prove otherwise.
Correct.
That's what the issue we're dealing with here at hand is.
Well, and like, on the RFK thing here, staying there for a second, the only reason they're doing that, the literal only reason they're doing that is because he has supported Trump. That's it. It's anything that they can do to be against Trump, they will do that. Mm-hmm. Even if it means not supporting their own, whether it's Tulsi or a former big open Democrat like Elon, who is not now.
Well,
not exactly sure what's going on with Elon, quite honestly. But
that's a whole other conversation.
But still, that point does still stand, and then you're also going against one of the most iconic Democrat families in the history of this country with RFK.
Yep.
So it's like, what are we doing here?
Right. And the thing is, too, is like that's been the conversation. I think a lot of the times where the Democrat and Republican parties, the interesting discourse there is that Democrats all seem to stay on the same page, which is not a good thing because they don't question any of like the people in power. They don't question, for example, why does Pelosi have $80 million? It's like, no, like, shut up. Like, her portfolio doesn't matter.
Right.
Just focus on the fact that she's a Democrat.
Right.
And so they gang together. Is what it is. So it's, again, another point to why they're not a rebellion either, because they are on the same page. But with the conservative Republican side, there was that discourse with RFK against the Democrats, against Republicans, whatever it is. RFK and Trump do not agree on most things, probably.
Sure.
I would, looking at RFK's policies compared to Trump's, they would differ a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's an interesting discourse. That's also a good thing.
I was going to say that's not a bad thing.
That's how it should be. Is there should be fluid politics on the leading party and or whatever it is, the party in power or in general the system of power that's in. It should have multiple different viewpoints, so each angle is challenged.
Correct.
It shouldn't have just one, what do you call it, masthead that just pushes forward.
Right.
And that's the only thing you see. Like the Democrat Party tended to be these last 8 to probably 15 plus years or whatever it was past Obama, and then that was the Elon and Vivek discourse that happened too. Everybody's like, no, they're like Patrick Bet-David said this. It was a stupid ass tweet. He was like, no, they're just trying to divide us. Like, we're not supposed to be attacking each other. It's like, Patrick, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to question Elon and Vivek in this scenario on why they're basically supporting the side of the corporations only in this scenario. We didn't vote for that.
Right.
We definitely didn't vote for more mass immigration just legally. That's also not what we voted for. So you have to like ask yourself, that's what you're supposed to be in power. That's rebellion to a certain degree is not just following every single viewpoint the Republicans have and not just following every viewpoint the Democrats have. You should have your own formed beliefs. That's rebellious.
Correct. In today's world, that's rebellious. Even though that sounds very logical, because it is.
It is very logical. Yeah.